reason I wasn't invested in these characters. They felt like combinations or almost copies of the characters in her DC Stars series. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was a year Emily read 2 romance books about meteorologists, which is a little bit strange that it would happen twice. If I had a nickel for every time I was doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2. I don't know the quote that well, but you guys, guess what? This girl got an arc too. Spoilers about meteorologists. You guys, we have some crazy arcs on deck. We've got Secret World of Briar Rose. I heard people are like sobbing over this. I'm scared. We have the open era. Gay tennis players. I Could Give You the Moon. I've already read that, spoiler alert. I'm not gonna tell you. But don't worry, it's coming very soon. And what we are reading today, In Stormy Weather by Chelsea Curto. She has also what I've written for Chelsea. No, I have not written a singular thing for Chelsea Curto. Is the DC Stars stories, the DC Stars series. Hello? My brain is not here. We're gonna make this quick. You guys, it's past 10 p.m. Crazy things are happening to my brain right now. We need to be asleep. DC Stars, though, very popular hockey romance. Most recent book that came out was Sin Bin. I did do a reading vlog on that. She threw this curveball at us. And I'm like, meteorologists? Why are meteorologists hot? Is it because the current administration took away so much of their funding? We're trying to advocate for them? Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye. Let's read the synopsis, because I don't know what it's about. Nothing can rain on Quincy Monroe's parade. She's a woman in STEM with a PhD in atmospheric sciences, the host of a successful online weather show, and has 1 million followers on her meteorology Instagram. Yes, queen, yes. Quincy has spent endless hours forging her path in this male-dominated field, becoming one of the best in the industry. And with a new job opportunity, nothing can derail her success, except for the ill-timed arrival of Sebastian Dunn. Sebastian is her best friend's brother, her long-suffering academic and professional rival, and a flashy TV weatherman from New York City that everyone swoons over. Ugh, the worst. Everyone but Quincy. Over a scorching Florida summer and record-breaking hurricane season, Sebastian and Quincy are forced into close proximity. Setting aside their grudges to chase storms and stay alive is one thing, but can they weather the inevitable collision of their hearts? Oh, I'm loving these weather puns. I'm also loving these casual / not so casual like tropes getting thrown in, like best friend's brother, academic rival, close proximity. Yeah. Okay, I actually need to be put down. I'm just kidding. Let's get right into it. I'm excited. And Now Back to You was the other meteorology book I read this year. I actually wanted to be a meteorologist before I wanted to be a dietitian, but then I realized the people that make money in meteorology tend to be the ones on TV, and I didn't want to be on TV, so I decided to just resort to my little YouTube videos. Not that I ever thought I'd be doing this, but I'm having a great time doing this instead. At least I can control it and I can make the edits funny for myself. Oh, there's a Dear Reader section. Can we read it together? Oh, the little rain. Okay, this is a big Dear Reader, so I'm gonna read this to myself. Let's get into it. We've got some exciting plans ahead of us. We got some St. Patty's Day plans tomorrow. I have to go get my camera checked out because if you guys didn't know, I kind of broke it. We gotta make sure this very expensive camera is okay. And you guys, I just had my Sky Rizzy infusion and I'm feeling like a new woman. Like Sky Rizzy changes lives. Okay, let's go, because I'm hearing ringing in my ears. That can't be a good sign. Stay tuned. I need to go to sleep, but I must read. Oh my gosh, this is the 14th book she's written. This is her first book that's traditionally published? Wait, what? Oh, we're going by months. Interesting. It's June. We're 3% in. I know, really exciting. Your girl's falling asleep, so we're gonna move reading to the bed. Stay tuned. I got a early morning. Whoa! Good morning! Happy It's okay. This lighting is okay. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration. I have some plans with some friends today. I'm so excited. We're gonna go watch the river get turned green. I've never watched it, so this will be a fun new experience. Read a little bit more of In Stormy Weather. We're setting the scene. We're only about like 3 chapters in. I'm so excited because our main girlie does not like the love interest. Obviously, they're rivals in the meteorology space. And I saw a note. There was a little seed drop that she is in communication with someone she doesn't know. And I feel like how it'll turn out is, as it always does, that it's him. I'm so excited. I'm really like riding a high because I just finished In Her Own League before this. So the vibes are great, but let me quickly show you my St. Patrick's Day outfit. I think I own 2 green shirts in total, and the host today threatened us if we don't wear green, so OOTD time. Oh. Okay, this is kind of a wonky angle. Hold on. We can do better than this. All right, how is this? We're over on the other bookshelf. Ignore that. I feel so far away from you. I have my kale socks on. All right, let's go. Currently running right on time. No time for breakfast, so carrots it is. We're back. That was so much fun. They had a whole event set up on their like main conference room floor. There were like drinks, food. It was kind of crazy. We were a little nervous it was gonna be cold outside, but we were okay. We got super cute pictures. It was so fun. I didn't realize they go back and forth the green dye to really make it that neon green. I thought it was like a one and done, so I learned something new today. That was super fun. I liked watching from above. Looking down at those crowds made me incredibly anxious. And also, once I got down there to take the train back, there were some scary things going on. Just a lot of like very drunk people. A lot of drunk people and big crowds, not my scene. So I was very glad where I was at. But now I'm gonna go to the camera shop. Like I said, I think I mentioned, I broke my camera. We got a new filter. This is with a new filter. Everything's cleaned, but I wanna check the electronics and mechanics inside of the actual camera body just because from the force of the fall, I wanna make sure nothing got damaged inside. It's been working okay. I've used my camera a bunch, but like I said, I'm an anxious girly. I just wanna make sure. So we're gonna go there, and then I'm gonna go visit my parents out in the suburbs. Run some errands, because I feel like it's easier to run errands in the suburbs, because so many big things are closer together. I also need to go to Barnes & Noble. I know I'm sorry about being on the book buying ban, but this is for my friends, so it doesn't count. I also have like $150 in Barnes & Noble gift cards, so if I happen to see something, it doesn't really count if I get a gift card, right? It's already paid for technically. Okay, let's go to the camera shop. Woo! You guys, I also need to eat. I'm like running on those 2 sticks of carrots and a Hershey Kiss. I'm also slightly sleep deprived because I stayed up late cleaning and stuff. My headspace right now feels crazy from hypoglycemia and lack of sleep. But that's enough about me. Let's continue on. In Stormy Weather, we're having a great time. We're really setting up this strong STEM feminist vibe book. I'm so excited. I love meteorology. I love, they're gonna be storm chasers. It's gonna be so fun. All right, enough yapping, Emily. Go eat some food. I don't know what I want though. Okay, you guys don't care. I'll keep you updated. All right, you guys, we are here to get one dark window for one of my friends. Like I said, I have $150 in Barnes & Noble gift cards, so like if I so happen to find something I really want, or I'm thinking more so like limited edition items, like I'm nervous they're going to discontinue the Skyline versions of Mile High and Caught Up. I just talked about yes. I'm like, what book am I reading right now or we're talking about? In Her Own League vlog, I talked about how I just adore that series and I want it all with the Chicago skyline because I'm a Chicago girly and I'm not a big fan of the cartoon art. We're going to take a little look around. This Barnes & Noble has one of the older setups, so my favorite setup. I miss the old Barnes & Noble, bring them back. So I know my way around, but let's go in. All right, I found what we're here for. You guys know how I am about books. We're checking the spines on these. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. Yes. We're gonna get her the best one. This is very important work. This is the best one. Surprisingly, the one in the front was the best. Read this. It's so good. Okay, but now that I found her book, it's time to shop for me. My queen. This isn't my house, but I know my way around. I only got so far in the Shatter Me series, but I want to give her another shot. Dragons? This is book 4 though. But dragons? You guys, I met her. This looks so cool. I did like Red Queen. I don't think I liked the second book, but I liked the first one. And this looks really cool. My mom came to meet up with me, but she got bored and went to look at Legos. No, I want the Skyline ones. No. My mom just saw me go through all the piles of heated rivalry. Does not want to be associated with me, but we found the best one. And we're now going to do a long game. Hi friends, another day. I forgot to do a Barnes & Noble haul last night. So we're gonna do that, but we're 14% into Stormy Weather. We're in it. I also have to just say we're cooking up a storm. I'm sorry you had to hear that. But you guys, I was gonna note, I was a little skeptical of the love interest, the male main character, because he kind of seemed like a jerk based off of what everyone was saying. And then even his friends are saying things like, yeah, you were kind of Nancy. I just combined nasty with Quincy. Quincy and Sebastian are the two main characters' names. Sebastian's friends were like, yeah, you're kind of nasty to Quincy. I'm waiting for this, like, hopefully miscommunication to be acknowledged and properly apologized for. I'm having a great time though. There's close proximity going on. Their banter is picking right back up where they ended. I love that they're rivals. There's gonna definitely be some forbidden romance with the whole like best friend's brother situation. Things are cooking up. I'm so excited. But let's do a quick little haul. So first and foremost, what we originally went to Barnes & Noble for was One Dark Window. I own One Dark Window already. This is for one of my friends. She's a big reader as well. She reads a decent amount of romantasy. I was a little actually nervous looking for books for her because I read primarily romance, so I know that very well. And there have been some key books that I've loved that she is not. So I'm like, I don't know if I can trust recommending a romance book to her. Like, I don't feel good about that. What I do feel good about is a romantasy that we can both enjoy. I've never met anyone that didn't like One Dark Window, so I feel like this is a pretty safe bet. But there's a gift receipt in case she doesn't want it. And then for me, you guys, I used up some of my gift cards, so it's okay. I didn't pay anything out of my wallet yesterday, so that's how you win in life. Yes, I have been waiting for the time to pull the trigger on these. And I was with my mom and she's like, do you want anything? I want to save for the Book Lovers special edition coming out in August, I think, because that's my favorite Emily Henry book. I was going to originally save one of my gift cards for Unrivaled, but that's now coming out June 2027. So like, there's no way I'm going to be able to save them by then. I'll just either use other gift cards or spend my own money, and life will go on. She's like, you don't have to wait then. You have these gift cards. I'm like, you're right. I'm getting these books. I've already read both of these. I love them both, give them 5 stars. I'm kind of falling into this weird place where I've already kind of been like this, where I prefer to only own books that are 5 stars. I'll also own books that are like ARC sent to me, gifts from friends and whatnot. Books that I buy, especially with how expensive books are getting, I'm like, I really want to make sure the books I own are, 1, I'm going to love it. 2, it's an author I love and I'm going to probably read it. Like right now, Emily Henry and Anne Liang, Rachel Gillig, and Jessica Joyce are probably my big, how many did I just list? 4, that I would probably buy without previously reading the book. Well, I'm getting picky. I'm being picky in my old age. Money doesn't grow on trees, unfortunately. I have to figure out where to put this now. I feel like I don't want this one on my 3rd bookshelf because I want it close to over here. So we have some space down here to move books, but we're gonna do some rearranging. Sorry, Life of Pi and Aragon, you're going down here. Oh my gosh, wait, I don't have space down here. You guys, I don't. It's okay, these can go on the other bookshelf. Then I have to look at the colors. I'm like, what's the vibe? What is the vibe here? Yes, front and center. All right. Recently in these vlogs, I keep talking about how I'm editing, but guys, Just Friends, my Just Friends video is having a little moment. So I'm like, I gotta get these other videos out. So I'm trying to edit the majority of In Her Own League today. That video is already out well before by the time this comes out. So be sure to watch those. I'm gonna go edit and we're gonna read. Bobby's coming back today. Yay! Oh, and the camera shop, you guys, I forgot to update you. There's like nothing wrong with my camera. They actually did free cleanings of the sensors for the camera body and the lens. And we talked about different lens I was potentially going to buy or like was considering. I told him about my YouTube. He's like, oh, so if I look you up, I'll find you. I'm like, yes, I'm just so glad because I spent a lot of money on this lens and camera. We'll just say that. It's basically my child. I think it's the most expensive purchase I've ever had or I've ever made. Obviously, I'm reading In Stormy Weather right now, but I have jury duty tomorrow, which I'm low-key a little excited for because I've never experienced it. But I feel like they're gonna find out that I have Crohn's. I'll be like, yeah, I can't eat all these foods. And sometimes random foods will just make me have diarrhea and I'll have 5 seconds to go to the bathroom before I poop my pants. And they're gonna be like, yeah, you're out of here. We cannot have you pooping your pants. on the bench. Is that what's called, on the bench? I feel like they're gonna find that out. And then Bobby was like, but what if like someone on trial has Crohn's and they did something because they had Crohn's, and then they're not properly represented by their peers because everyone with Crohn's is kicked out because there's a threat of them pooping. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know then. Diapers, maybe we have more breaks, more bathroom breaks, nicer bathrooms, higher budget for food on what you can give us. I don't know. I don't know the answer. The reason I said all of that is they told me to bring something to read. I don't know what their electronic policy is. I've been reading In Stormy Weather, the e-arc, so like that's gonna be on my phone or iPad. I don't know if I'm allowed to stare at that there, but I'm bringing the Nightingale because that's what we're reading this month for book club. A little historical fiction. I heard it's sad about World War II. I'm like, great, but it'll be okay. I'll look so mysterious, smart, and maybe they'll also judge me based off my books. I don't know. Kind of excited. We'll keep you updated. You know what will speed up the reading process? Jury duty. I just got back from jury duty. I was stuck in a room for 5 hours with nothing to do. I didn't find the Wi-Fi password till like the last hour. So I finished In Stormy Weather. Let's talk about it. Before we do that though, I thought it'd be fun to do a what's in my jury bag because I've never seen that before. So this is what I brought to jury in case you're going and you need ideas. Obviously check the website for whatever site you're going to because things will change. I also brought my water bottle. I put it into the bag when they had to go through the metal detector, but besides, I did not carry it. What was in my jury bag? This was full of pirate's booty. The sour cream and onion pirate's booty from Trader Joe's is my favorite safe food for my Crohn's. It got me through recovery post-surgery. It's my go-to snack now. Trader Joe's, please don't ever discontinue that. I will weep. I might have talked about this yesterday. My memory is failing me. But I finished In Stormy Weather on my phone because I have an e-arc. I brought Kristen Hannah's The Nightingale. I got only this far into it. We're reading this for book club. My wallet, keys, a scrunchie, file, lip balm, and a tampon. Yay! And that was in my jury bag. Super exciting stuff. Let's talk about it. So overall, not my favorite Chelsea Curto book, not my favorite meteorology book I've read this year, which is interesting. I was still entertained. It was pretty fast paced, very heavy on the meteorology. So if you're into science or anything like that, you'll have a great time. The characters were cute. This is the second series I've read of Chelsea Curto's, and she's really into the found families, I think. So seems like another little found family. Ew. I'm looking at the cover and I'm looking at his tattoo. You find out what it is, but it's low-key kind of ugly. I imagined it a lot cuter. Anyway, though, we'll talk about the cover. It is cute. I like the thunderstorm. This book is very hurricane focused. It's set in Florida. They chase the storms, so it's cute. I really don't like that tattoo. It's just so big. We're gonna get into the characters, plot, notable quotes. So if you don't want to be spoiled, save this video, come back. But we're gonna talk about spoilers. All right, the characters. So our main characters are Quincy and Sebastian, both meteorologists. Sebastian works at ABC. He does the nighttime news segment. Quincy runs this like super popular weather blog where her Instagram is ginormous. She does a lot of live streams of her chasing storms. They've known each other their entire life. There's been tension, there's been rivalries. I liked them, I think on a very surface level, but I never got attached to them. I feel like they almost lack some depth, and I'm not going to invalidate Quincy at all because I'm going to talk about both of them, but Quincy's struggles are she's in a male-dominated field, she isn't taken seriously, and that's her biggest struggle, which is like a very big and valid struggle. But there was just something about the writing style where it wasn't, I don't know, something wasn't clicking to me that I actually felt like very emotionally invested in her story. Like, she was successful. She got the job at the National Weather Service, which was awesome. And she's super cute and nerdy, but I just wasn't that invested with her. Same with Sebastian. His struggle was he felt burnt out. He felt like his job was just monetizing these disasters where it was the worst day of people's lives, but he wanted to be more on the boots to the ground journalism, I think is what people say. And then he eventually decided to like quit his job, start a YouTube channel where he can like work more with local communities. Objectively great things, and I'm very happy for both of them career-wise. But something in the story, I don't know what specifically, I'm trying to pinpoint it, but I didn't feel that invested in their personal lives. The romance between them felt very insta-lovey to me. Behind Second Chance Romance, academic rivals to lovers might be my second/tied for favorite trope because of the like matching each other on intelligence level, the tension and angst there. I love academic rivals to lovers. Anne Liang writes a me academic rivals to lovers. But they just like opened up to each other and had like some banter, but then they're like, oh, hee hee ha ha. I hope you like get sent back to New York or whatever. But also here is like a very deep thought about myself that I haven't told any of my closest friends. It was strange to me. I'm not an insta-lovey fan, and I like the drama and tension. It fell short for me, we'll say. The other characters were interesting. I feel like we're setting up for a trilogy. I feel like Cooper and Mia is Sebastian's sister. She's a New York Times bestselling romance author. Sebastian's a firefighter. I feel like they're going to become a couple, even though Mia's in wedding planning mode right now. Richard's very absent, so I feel like they are gonna have a book coming out, and then I feel like Harlow and Nate will have a book. Nate is a baker, Harlow owns a bar. I'm seeing a little series setting itself up with the tension. I'm looking at the chemistry between the characters, but I don't know, I just wasn't that into it or into them. Maybe it's because also like, I don't want to say the characters, actually I do kind of want to say this. Maybe the reason I wasn't invested in these characters, they felt like combinations or almost copies of the characters in her DC Stars series. Just like the dialogue and the friendship dynamics felt very similar to the characters there. So like it almost felt like she was recycling content and characters. And maybe like she just writes characters certain ways. Like there are some times people say this about like Allie Hazelwood, Emily Henry, they'll recycle character personalities, but those feel distinctly different to me. I don't know, maybe just because I haven't read a Chelsea Curto book since December though, so it's been 3 months. I'm not sure. Something just fell short for me. No other characters really I care to talk about, honestly. Let's talk about the plot. We got some notes. My first one note is I'm really fixating on the academic rivals part, you guys, because I'm a huge academic rivals fan. I feel like Quincy was all bark, no bite, and I was expecting more attention with the academic rivals portion, like I mentioned, but they get along really well. And like, I understand why they get along. There's a lot of overlap in their friend group. But Quincy would like say how much she dislikes Sebastian and be constantly trash talking him. But then when they actually interacted, there was like some banter, but she'd quickly get over it. And he was just so obviously in love with her the entire time. So it's almost like a one-sided rivalry. The fact that, this is a note I have later, but we're jumping to it now. Like the fact that he chose meteorology just to like mess with Quincy, I cannot wrap my mind around it. When I was choosing a major, one, I was deep in disordered eating, so that did not help me make a good conscious decision. But I was like, what do I want to do for work? Like, I'm spending all this money on college. I need to major in something that will profit after to make this worth it. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna like choose this to mess with her. Did they come from a well-off family? I don't know if we know much about their backstory now that I think about it. I know that I know Quincy said her parents don't really talk to her because they don't really see her career as a real career. I don't remember anything about Sebastian or Mia's parents, but that whole concept, I was like, bro, that's bizarre. It's giving kind of creeper vibes. I was thinking We're gonna talk about more, but if Sebastian was not conventionally attractive, I think he'd come off as a creep in this. My next bullet point, love the focus on science. Like I talked about, I wanted to go to meteorology when I was younger. I love weather. I wanna know how much research she did behind this. I don't know anything about meteorology, so I don't know if what was said is accurate, but I love how nerdy it was. That was super fun. Gave me kind of Allie Hazelwood vibes. I had a great time. My next bullet point I already mentioned, I feel like they just opened up to each other so quickly. They just trusted each other so fast that it didn't really line up well with the whole like we hate each other vibe they were going for. My next bullet point is I'm not really a big fan of the whole truth or dare thing. Like I think they're both in their 30s. I get like at first maybe it's like a fun little like truth or dare thing. I understand Sebastian was doing it to use it to get to know Quincy better. It felt a little childish for me that they're like in the middle of a hurricane. In the eye of the hurricane, it is quiet. Something. I just was not a big fan of the truth or dare. Like maybe a couple times, but like the fact, I know it was an inside joke. I saw what we were going for. I just didn't like the inside joke. The debate for the National Weather Service job felt so unserious. So they're both going up for it. They both got past the first interview. I think second interview was a debate between the remaining 3 candidates. It was Quincy, Sebastian, this other guy. There was the misogynistic bias from the panel, which was annoying. And Sebastian stood up for Quincy. They were asking Quincy questions. And then Sebastian's like, oh, can I ask you questions? Like it was supposed to be a debate, but he was just asking her questions to show off how smart she was. And I was like, does he even want this? He said at one point that money didn't matter to him, which I'm like crazy to say that. Cannot relate. He said he makes 7 figures. I'm like, cannot relate. Me with my little dietitian salary over here. I feel like Sebastian just does not value money, and I don't like people who don't value money. I need to know more about his background because he gives off like rich boy, spoiled boy vibes to me. Solely because of like how he chose his major, how he's not really taking this debate seriously. He's just using it to hype up Quincy. I understand the defending more so that I can excuse, but like, I don't know. My next bullet point, for people that claim to be enemies, they're quite chatty and friendly. My next one, I was getting whiplash. There was certain events that went down that were so close together. We had Hurricane Georgiana shifts and Quincy's like, we need to alert everyone. So there's like the imminent danger and stress from that. Next second, Sebastian is confessing he's a fan of Quincy's show and hasn't missed an episode. Like this is all happening within an hour. And then right after that, they're fighting about how Quincy wants to go chase the hurricane because she's like, I need to prove myself because I'm a woman because no one thinks I'm good enough. And I was just like, first, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, people are in danger. We need to focus on alerting the public. We should be focusing on that, not professing like our love to each other, basically. Like, I've been a fan of you forever. And then they're fighting about like, I don't want you to get hurt, which like, I get that. The last topic does make sense how it correlates, but I'm like, why are we bringing up how we're watching her show every day, Sebastian? I was just getting whiplash. And my last one is, for as confident as Sebastian claims Quincy is, she really has no confidence when it comes to his feelings for her. And maybe that's a reflection of something else. Years of being put down by others. I don't know. Let's get into the quotes. I only have a couple. Oh, our first one is just, this is definitely a shout out to her DC Stars series. I don't know which character this is. I think it might be the first one in Face Off between Miller and, I want to say Maverick. That doesn't feel right. I think that's their book. There were a couple cute little DC Stars cameos, and this was one of them. Oh, this was so cute. Quincy loves ketchup, and she like mentioned it once, and they're out to eat, and they don't have ketchup there, and she's like, oh, it's okay, no. Oh, no, they're at a bar, and they get fries. And she's like, do you have ketchup? And the bartender's like, sorry, no. But Sebastian, once he found out, when we were at Waffle House, you mentioned putting ketchup on some of your food. Figured we'd be seeing a lot of each other in the next couple of months, so I stocked up. You never know when the bar will be out of ketchup. You brought ketchup packets for me? Why? Seems like a good condiment to have nearby. Thank you. That's so sweet. To be loved is to be seen. Oh my gosh, our next one, this is just kind of an example of like, there were objectively cute quotes, but I wasn't invested in the characters. So they kind of missed for me. So they're texting about going up to beach with their friends. And Sebastian's like, do I get to see you in a bathing suit? And Quincy's like, you do, but shouldn't the selling point be hanging out with your friends? You in a wet bikini is more of a draw, to be honest. Men are such simple creatures. Probably, but when it comes to you, pretty sure I'm just a pathetic mess of a man. And that is very cute. Like, when placed correctly in a story where I'm invested in the characters, I will eat that up. I just was not super into their romance at all, and yeah. And then this last one, I'm not really a big fan of. It's just a random quote on like diet culture. Mia goes, I have so much respect for the women who don't eat bread. I turn into a bitch if someone tried to take this away, the sourdough I made once a month. And in my head, because I am a dietitian, I'm like, it's not discipline that keeps the women from eating bread. It's potentially a food allergy, celiacs, food intolerance, or it's disordered eating due to diet culture and eating disorder. It's not cute. That's not the discipline we want to be seeing. So I just did not care for that little quote in there. I gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it. It wasn't necessarily bad. I just wasn't invested in the romance, the characters. I think they just sound very similar to other characters that I've read about. And maybe if I haven't read any of her other books, I'd enjoy this more. I think it's just because I recently read so many of her books. It's pretty fresh in my mind, but that's okay. It was still great. I loved the science. I loved the meteorology. That was fun. And that's book 2 of meteorology for this year, I believe. What's going on? I'll take more of them, honestly. But that's In Stormy Weather. Guys, what did we think? Did we like it? Did we dislike it? What are the vibes? Are we excited for Chelsea Curto's other 2 hockey romances? I'm a little nervous because I didn't like Sinbin that much. And this book I didn't really like. And I'm starting to worry that her writing is becoming a little bit repetitive. So I'm like, maybe I just need some distance. Maybe we need some time apart and I'll return to her. But let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate you, love you. I also forgot to note last night there was a huge thunderstorm and then it turned to snow in the morning. So I felt like I was in it with them. Even though they're chasing hurricanes, Chicago does not have hurricanes, thankfully. We just have snowstorms, thunderstorms, and that's basically it, which is great. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I don't know, I can't see it all. He'll have to take off his shirt. I don't want to, no, this is way too bright. This is good enough.